programs. So with that in mind, we just launched the Micronesia Regional Trade Program. This is a 5-year project, and the idea is to be able to grow economic development in the region. We have 6 SBDC centers in Micronesia, and so with our partnership and with our host, the University of Guam, we have really tried to strengthen that. So in the last semester, Jed and his team they were able to compete with some other folks as part of their capstone project, and the theme was on building businesses within the Micronesia region. And
really
so,
cool.
yeah,
maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah,
I know
sure.
you did mention you're just a very recent graduate from the
Yes.
university.
Yes, so we had to do a lot of research, and it was pretty difficult because it was kind of a random selection for the islands.
Okay.
And kind of limited information, but also we're not familiar with it. And it was pretty fun, besides it being very difficult as well.
Nice. And
Yeah.
I mean, what did you come up with?
So our team had one of the outer islands and the Marshall Islands, very limited on resources, and we thought we would do more of a social entrepreneur type of business to help the island. So we based our project on drinking water, providing drinking water, and creating convenience for the island people. Yeah.
Wow, that's a really cool concept. And so, I mean, what advice would you tell people who might be looking into starting small businesses? I know you've been doing this for a long time, Denise. But Jed, you are on that, just starting out, trying to get your feet in the water as an entrepreneur. I mean, what advice do you have people back home?
Time management, definitely. You have to be very organized. And I've started my own company just a few years ago.
Wow.
Also while doing school, the U of G business program at the same time. So implementing what I'm learning and practicing it with my own business, it worked out pretty well.
Nice.
But just being organized, I think, is very important.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome. Hopefully we can congratulate some new people who are trying to start out their small business this year as well. Tell us more about the workshop and what can we expect?
So in line with our theme for the Micronesia Regional Trade Program, and also working in partnership with the University of Guam, this semester their theme is going to be on social entrepreneurship. So again, working with our islands in Micronesia, we have come up with a lot of new workshops that are going to really help people who are interested in starting their small business on Guam. So of course, in the beginning of the new year, we have things like how to start a business, which is going to be conducted by Jane Ray. She's our training coordinator, and that's going to be on January 11 at the University of Guam at the SBDC. And so people want to register for that. They can get onto our website, which is pacificsbdc.com, or they can call our office at 735-2590. And so that's just the first, so that kind of gets you started. Then we have QuickBooks training all year. So we are starting our QuickBooks training on February 1st. Those fill up really fast. But what it does is it helps the potential entrepreneur understand why it's important to keep books and why it's important to do record keeping. And you learn all about that using QuickBooks.
Right, just like you said, stay organized. Very, very important if you want to succeed in your small business. And maybe you could tell us why small business is so important to Guam. I know you said you want to focus on this idea of social entrepreneurship. Maybe, I'm sure the viewers at home want to know why is that different than just being an entrepreneur, right? What makes it, I guess it seems very local-minded, if I may say.
It's absolutely local-minded, and that's why social entrepreneurship works well in our region, because culturally, we have here on Guam FMLIC, so you give and you get and you give, so the more you give, the more you get, and it just goes round and round. So the same with business. If a local person or anybody living on island wants to start a business, you really have this idea that you want to give value, and the value that you give, you're going to get back as well. So it helps people to provide high quality all the time, but with that they're always giving back more. The more they get, the more they give, and it becomes a very healthy relationship, and that's what we'd like to see in a thriving economy, is that type of attitude that you give and you get. And so that's something that Jed, I think, has been practicing for a while. I mean, I've seen him since he started UOG, and he started his photography business.
Oh,
and
wow.
so he would give services, some, he would get paid for some services, but he'd also give back. So he'd give some free or discounted prices just to kind of help people along who maybe couldn't really afford his services.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really nice. Good for you, Jed. I like that. So, I mean, as we're wrapping up, again, tell us where the SPDC is located, and maybe if we wanted to find more info, I know you said you guys have a website, and it could go online.
So we've been around for quite a bit. We're located at the University of Guam School of Business and Public Administration, and our phone number is 735-2590. And easy to find is just Google us. You just Google, you'll find everything. But I did want to mention that we're so happy and excited. We just got the news that UOG SBPA just received accreditation by the Board of Commissioners of the International Accreditation Council for